Now I got to figure out how to start out. That's what I always have to look for. The wake up is the hardest part. Folks, this week we're going to be getting real with Andrew Norby. I actually met Andrew a few years ago at the Bassmasters Classic.
We did.
And come across you and your wife there, and we got to visiting. And of course, now we've spent the last few days on Lake Guntersville filming together, catching some fish.
It's been a fun time.
It sure has. And, you know, Andrew, you have, you've led into the YouTube world, and that's kind of, you know, our conversation at the Classic and how I got introduced to you because you're into the fishing side of it.
Yeah.
You know, you're one of those guys going out every day, filming what you're doing on the water, and sharing it with literally millions of viewers. I mean, you're having thousands and thousands of views on these YouTube videos, and you're a young guy, and kind of explain to me, you just got into this about 3 years ago, and it is off and rolling for you.
It is rolling. It's growing, it's ever growing. The good thing about it, it doesn't ever really decline. You know, as long as you're putting videos out, even if you quit putting videos out, it just kind of stalls until you start putting more out. So that's the good thing. It's always growing. It's at 35,000 subscribers.
Wow.
And it's a big blessing.
Well, and it's Fishing with Norby.
It's fishing.
And you got a pretty unique slogan there that you use.
I go by Psalm 55:22, cast your cares on the Lord and He'll sustain you. So when I'm out there fishing, you know, it's like as close as I can get to the Lord some days. And seeing the sunset, sunrise, being out there in nature and seeing that, and just being there with the Lord and spending time with Him, especially when I'm out there by myself. And I like to think every cast, I'm casting my cares on Him, and that's how you need to live your life. You know, you don't need to internalize those cares and stress and worry. You just need to cast all of those on the Lord, and He'll take care of you.
That makes life a little simpler if we could all take that and do that. Well, tell me how, you know, where'd you get your love for fishing and the outdoors, and how did all this unfold into, you know, into the YouTube side and then into the tournament side that you're into as well, fishing the Toyota Series, the Opens there. So tell me how you, where this passion came from.
So I think when I was 3, it was the first time I said I wanted to be a professional bass fisherman. That young, those words. My grandma has a note written down from when I was 4 where she said, on this date, Andrew said he wanted to be a professional fisherman. And she signed it when I was 4. It's cool. So I've started fishing at a young age. My dad would take me fishing, and we always fished from the bank growing up. We fished in floating tubes. You ever done that?
No, I have not.
Okay, they blow up these little tubes and put on flippers, and you're half in the water, half out, and you flipper around the lake, and you hook up with a big one like we caught this week, and it'll pull you around in circles as you're fishing. So I grew up fishing from the bank, fishing in floating tubes, fishing in john boats. We never had a bass boat, but all times of the year up in Missouri, I wanted to go fishing. Ice fishing. We caught fish when it was snowing. I mean, you name it, Dad would take me fishing. And we did all sorts of sports growing up, from, you name it, football, basketball, baseball, racquetball, roller hockey. Love sports. So very active childhood, but that's where my passion for fishing started.
So does your dad still fish with you some today?
He does. He came down twice this past year on Guntersville, and we went fishing probably twice a day.
Oh, wow.
But we used to fish some tournaments together up in Missouri, kind of when I was in college, and got a bass boat, and after college, and yeah, he loves fishing. He still goes without me, but said it's not the same.
So you're originally from?
Yeah, originally from St. Joseph, Missouri. So north of Kansas City for about an hour, if you guys know where Kansas City is. And I went to college at Northwest Missouri State University, which is up there in the corner. Farmland, deer hunting country. We had an 1,100-acre lake right next to the college. And I majored in business management and marketing there. And I was president of the fishing team and Campus Crusade for Christ. And fished all over the country in college, and we stayed there until we moved down here. Stayed in Maryville, Missouri.
And so now you are here in Lake Guntersville.
Yep.
Guntersville Lake, Alabama. I don't know what
Guntersville, Alabama.
Okay.
Yep.
And we're actually standing here at your Sweet Springs venue and lodge.
That's right. We're on the lodge.
So you're about, what, 10 minutes from Lake Guntersville right here?
Yeah, tops.
I mean, well, really, it's over that hill and down that curvy road, and you're right there. So what a beautiful place you have here. You have a lodge, a wedding facility.
Thank you.
And so I guess that's you and your wife's venture together, making this venue grow as well?
It is. It's a mile from the state park and a mile from Town Creek. So we're right in between here. We're surrounded by the state park. It's just amazing the doors got open for us to get this place. But yeah, it's beautiful, it's scenic, it's peaceful. There's a 5-acre pond, lodge that sleeps 12 to 14. Old water bottling shop, it used to be called H2O Unlimited and known as Little New York. And we turned it into a wedding venue, an indoor venue. We can seat 300 indoor or outdoor. And it's all spring fed, the natural spring coming out of the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains here. And it's just beautiful. Guys open every door for us to get it.
I was going to say, you shared a story about this place, of how it all fell together for you, and that's a pretty unique story. And if you want to share that story, I was kind of moved by that the other morning at breakfast when you were saying that.
Okay, yeah, I'd be happy to. So we did a little bit of rentals and duplexes in Missouri before we moved down, and we were looking for a fisherman rental here. But we'd always thought it'd be a good idea to do a wedding venue, my wife and I. And we were having a hard time finding a good deal on the fisherman rental side of things. And we were driving by this place, coming back from hiking at Buck's Pocket State Park. And we saw it, a for sale sign, and it'd been on the market 8 months, no offers. We drove in here, it was run down, hadn't been maintained in about 10 years. And I don't know how we saw the vision, but we just thought it'd be the perfect wedding venue, and it needed a lot. So we got it 11 months ago, and we've been rehabbing it the past 11 months. We rehabbed the lodge first and started renting it out on Airbnb and VRBO, and then we redid the main entrance after that, and we redid a bunch of other things outdoors, landscaping, took trees out, built benches for the outdoor venue, and then we started working on the big building, and did that. And we had to get rid of all that water bottling equipment in there and make it look pretty.
So it was a water bottling facility, and you turned it into a wedding venue, and this place is beautiful. And so,
well, as I was going to say, so before we closed on this property, we made an offer, and somebody made an offer the next day way over ours. And so we came up to our highest, which was still, there was like a 30 or 40 grand difference there. I think it was about 30 grand. Their offer was that much higher. Crazy. And we're praying, God, if He wants to get this, that's great. They end up accepting our contract that much lower than the other offer. And so 10 days in, we got 20 days left to close. I'm sitting out here at the main entrance waiting to meet a contractor about redoing the dam of the pond, the spillway. And he's late. He's like 30 minutes late. There's no cell service here. We got really good Wi-Fi, but I was praying really hard for the Lord to speak to me if this is something He really wanted us to do, because this would be the biggest thing we've done, really. And so I was praying really hard, kind of just crying out. And then I pull up my Bible app here, and my last chapter I had open, I don't have it downloaded, so I couldn't go to any new chapters. Isaiah 43:19. It says, "See, I'm doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it?" This is a new thing. We were in the middle of it, and it says, "Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it?" There's a spring. They bottle water for Dr. Pepper here. I mean, I'm like, okay. And that says, "I'm making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland." So I'm like, okay, God's going to make a way. We're out here in the boonies in the wilderness, surrounded by a state park, and talking about redoing the stream, the dam of the pond there, making streams in the wasteland. And this place was kind of run down. And that says, the wild animals honor me, the jackals and the owls, because I provide water in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. And just then an eagle flew over this pond we're standing in front of right after that. So I'm already tearing up, and this Lord's like directly speaking to me. And then it says, to give drink to my people, my chosen, the people I formed for myself, that they may proclaim my praise. And it was a water bottling facility. Like everything in that was an answer in one. So I was like, I don't know how, but God's going to provide a way for us to get this funded. We talked about 10 different banks. No. And I didn't know what was going to happen. I went down pre-fishing tournament in Neely Henry, the MLF Toyota tournament, and I got a call from the second bank we talked to, who I had re-asked them to look at the numbers again, and she was going to talk to the vice president. I was like, that one's out. She called me back. You're approved. Best interest rate, best deal we could have gotten. We were trying so hard to get other loans, and they were telling us no. Way worse interest rates, and we were approved like that. And then, like, okay, let's run with it. They couldn't get it ready in time for closing. We had about 18 days left. They had to get an appraiser to come out, appraise 40 acres here, and all the buildings and everything. And we had to extend the contract twice. And each time we extended it, the backup offer got higher, and they still, rather than just saying no, they went with us. It was amazing.
Well, it just goes to say, if you put your trust in the right spot, it'll lead you to the right place. And
that's just one story. There's so many since we got this place. The Lord has moved so many times.
Well, I think that reflects through all of your life, watching you as a person and things that you, just the way you carry yourself. And
Thanks,
I said that while we were filming today. But, you know, that foundation's so important, and
it is.
So many folks that don't know that and don't understand that. It's important that they, you know, that we stop, pause, and grab that in our everyday lives, because
it is.
So many times we just go and we go, and
I know.
And we never listen. You know, we aren't listening to where we're supposed to. But so, you know, this place is a stepping stone of many things in your life, and then you look at what you're doing with your YouTube channel. I know you're always sharing the good Lord's Word in all your videos and that, and giving Him the glory for that and all that you do. But
thanks, Mark.
The fishing side, to jump over into it, not to take away from any of that, because that's all the most powerful subject to me. But
it's all together.
You're chasing another section of dream of your life there, and in the tournament world. And tell me where you're going with that. And,
sure. Sure. So I've been, like I said, chasing it since I was knee high, and I'm getting close. After college, I started fishing what were called the Rayovacs, then the Toyotas, and I fished. And now they're the Rayovacs and the Costas, and then the Toyotas, and now they're the MLF Big 5 Toyotas. And this is my 5th year fishing them.
Okay.
Cashed a few checks, but my last tournament I fished was my best finish up at Chickamauga. I was leading day 2 out of 2.
I was rooting you on.
I know. I was leading it, and I was confident too, man. I thought I was gonna catch him that 3rd day, and I thought I had, 12 to 15 pounds in the bag and 2 big bites and gonna blow it away. But it just didn't happen. I dropped down to 8th.
Well,
they had their mouths closed. They were there. The fish were there.
Fishing can humble you.
Yes.
But your approach to it is something that so many need to look at it this way. You know, what an awesome opportunity you have to even get to do it. And you get to say, you were thankful just to be there and get to lead it and to get to finish in that position.
The word was grateful. So the reason the word was grateful, the Lord put on my heart a word to share in that video. That final day video on my YouTube channel. I was about 10 a.m. I was fishing, and a subscriber was coming out of the boat ramp, said hi, and I said hi back. But I got to thinking how grateful I am, and then the Lord said, if you're not grateful for what you have, you're not going to be grateful for what you do not yet have. And so it's like, if I'm not grateful where I'm at now, where I finish in 8th, I'm not going to be grateful when the time comes and I do win a tournament. And that goes with everything in life. If you're not grateful where you're at, you're not going to be grateful when you think what you want is going to make you happy. It's not going to make you happy. You're not going to be grateful then when you actually have it.
No, because you're just going to want something else.
Yeah.
And that's you know, I took a lot from that statement when when we kind of talked about, or I guess
Sure.
it was on social media side there, and and I read that post that you made and talking about that, and I said, that humility, because so many times we don't embrace the opportunity that we even get to do it.
Sure.
I mean,
Sure.
how awesome is it? I mean, the direction's the same thing for me. I'm carrying that same, message that you're carrying in there. I chased a crazy dream, and it led me to outdoor TV and doing this stuff. And this is like the pinnacle. and had I not listened and said, hey, wait a minute, you're chasing wins and losses. It doesn't matter how many little tournaments you win. It don't matter. You never stop. And I just, I really see that with you. And I think so many folks that watch your videos and see you as a person. I watch you at the boat ramp, wave at every person that we walked by. We spoke to everybody. That's what it's supposed to be about. I mean, and it's you're doing that with it. And
thanks, Mark. It's about relationships, It's about people. It's about loving others. And if you're not putting off love towards others, you're probably putting off hate.
Yeah. And then you're going to walk a road by yourself.
Right.
And this life's a rough road without folks around you.
Right.
Or it would be for me.
I know.
Because I need a lot of crutches.
I know.
But, if...
you got to watch what you're putting in, too. What you're putting in is what you're going to be putting out. So, whatever you're filling yourself up with.
So, if you had to just tell all the folks standing here watching this, and what would you say to them? Just about life and
just about life.
Life.
I would say that God changed my life, and when I was a sophomore in high school, and I was living in sin, and from that day forward, I can see His hand on my life cleaning me up, inside out. And you're never perfect, but He gets you more close to how Jesus is. And as He cleans you up, you grow deeper with the Lord, and you hear that voice telling you which way to go, and walking with the Lord's the thing that you should be striving to do in this life.
That is about as good a message as you can end something on right there, because, well said.
Thanks, Mark.
And, folks, this is Getting Real with Andrew Norby.
We got real.
You see this guy on YouTube, you might see him out there in the tournament world, but, here he is right there, and that's what he's all about. And my friend, what a pleasure it is to film with you. What a pleasure it is to fish with you.
It's been fun. It's been fun. I had a pleasure too.
It's a pleasure to be a brother in Christ as well. And folks, that's Getting Real. Well, we got that one anyway.